back to the Daily Dose by SMCV. Today I have here with me Dr. Nurul Yaqeen, our consultant respiratory specialist, to talk about the signs and symptoms of COVID-19. So, Dr. Nurul, what are the exact signs if someone has contracted the virus?
Well, actually, the signs and symptoms differ from patient to patient, but roughly, our previous doctors in China, in Korea, and Singapore, they published a few papers looking at the common signs and symptoms among COVID-19 patients. About 98 of them will have cough, dry cough. Yeah? About 95 of them will have fever. And about 50% of them will have shortness of breath. Yeah, but it might differ from country to country. Yeah, but those are the rough common features of COVID-19 patient. They usually have cough and fever and shortness of breath. But do remember that they can also present with GI symptoms. Sometimes they can have diarrhea, they can have abdominal pain or tummy pain. Yeah? So like I said, symptoms can differ from patient to patient, but roughly many of them will present with cough, shortness of breath, and fever.
Okay.
Those are the three common symptoms.
Right. So if one presents with these three symptoms, what's the next action that they should take?
So if let's say they feel that they have like flu-like symptoms or mild cough, so they can try to use the normal remedy like taking anti-fever medication, anti-flu medication first at home. They can try a normal measure that they usually do. Yeah, but let's say after 1 day or 2 days, still the symptoms become worse. Yeah, the condition got worse. So definitely they need to go to seek treatment at the hospital. Yeah.
Okay, so at the hospital they will get the COVID-19 test. So after the test, what should they do?
So I think the latest test using the PCR technique will take about 24 hours. If the patient is still well, we will advise the patient to just go home and rest at home, and usually we'll call them within 24 hours to inform the result. The result will be ready within 24 hours. But I think our ministry are introducing a new test which can be ready within 15 to 30 minutes, but I'm not sure when this new test will be applied to all of us. So yeah, if patient is well, they can just do the test at the hospital and they can go home while waiting for the test to be informed to them within 24 hours. But if they are sick, they are ill, then they need to be admitted.
So for example, if an individual is on medication or treatment, what is their risk of contracting the virus if they already have medicine in their system?
You mean if let's say they have underlying diabetes, hypertension? Yeah, so usually those are the patients that we call patients with comorbidities, means they already have underlying medical illness. So usually the risk of them getting the infection is actually higher compared to patient with no medical illness. And if let's say they are getting the disease, then the risk of them getting a severe form of the disease is also higher. So therefore it's very important for the patient who has underlying diabetes, hypertension to continue taking their hypertension and diabetes medication, at the same time taking care of themselves to make sure their immune is strong to be able to fight this virus. Research have shown that actually for all the patients having COVID-19 disease, 80% of them are actually having mild disease, meaning that they probably doesn't need hospitalization. They can probably just rest at home and the virus can just resolve by itself without any medication. That will happen about 80% of the patients having COVID-19. Yeah. So out of that, 80% of them mild symptom, 15% of them would have moderate disease, which means that they might need hospitalization, needing drips, yeah, and then about 5% will be critically ill, means that needing ICU or they needing ventilation. Yeah, so those are the percentage that we need to bear in mind. So just bear in mind, 80% of them actually mild disease, 15% moderate disease, 5% severely ill. So take care of yourself. Do not be panicky upon handling the situation. Yeah.
Okay, what about children? Like, is there a difference in the dose of medication for children if they contract COVID-19?
So definitely dose of medication will be different compared to children and adults. In children, we usually decide based on the patient's body weight. We will measure their weight and then we will calculate the dosage needed for the certain weight. But research have shown that children will not really be affected by the virus. Yeah, they might be the vector or the transfer factor of the virus, but usually if they get it, usually it will not be a severe type of disease. So that's good actually, because initially like influenza, right? Influenza, children will be at high risk of them getting severe illness. But in COVID-19, research have shown that children might be getting it, but actually lesser risk of children to get it. If they get it, it will not be a severe one.
Recovery rate
is faster, and they're gonna usually have mild one. But the issue is that they will be the one who's transmitting the virus to their parents, to their grandparents. So that's why again, social distancing is very, very important.
Okay. So among like all the news that we put out online, do you have any advice on how to filter through what's true and what's fake?
Okay, a lot of fake news are circulating around lately, right? Just sharing everything they got via the WhatsApp or Facebook or Twitter, right? So I would suggest for you to follow the trusted source of information. For example, WHO website, CDC website, Kementerian Kesihatan Malaysia website, our Ketua Perkhidmatan Kesihatan DG, Director General of Health web page or Facebook page. Just follow the trusted source of info, so you have a relevant and truthful info for you to really be able to handle this issue correctly.
So not everything forwarded by your mom is actually factual.
Definitely.
So that's all we have for today's episode of Your Daily Dose by SMCV. Stay tuned tomorrow, the same place, same time, different doctor. Thank you.